First and foremost, all praises are due to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us his truth. Salutations to the brothers around the four corners of the earth who are teaching this word in truth and sincerity. And shalom to the hopeful elect of Israel who listen and believe in this word. This is Brother Kawat Sabad coming at you with another lesson. This one is entitled, The Angels Are the Eyes of the Lord. And we're going to start off with 2 Chronicles chapter 16. And the heading says, Asa imprisons the prophet. Let's start off with verse 7. And at that time, Hanani, the seer, came to Asa, king of Judah. And seer just means another name for prophet, to say something before it happens. And said unto him, because thou hast relied on the king of Syria, and not relied on the Lord thy God, therefore is the host of the king of Syria escaped out of thine hand. So the prophet at the time, Hanani, was telling Asa, who at the time was the king of Judah, that he relied on the king of Syria instead of relying on the Lord, Yahweh. You see, therefore he missed his chance to destroy the king of Syria, and he escaped out of his hand. You see, so that's a thing of faith. All right? 2 Chronicles 16 and verse 8. Were not the Ethiopians and the Lubims, which means the Libyans, another name, a huge host with very many chariots and horsemen? Yet, because thou didst rely on the Lord, he delivered them into thine hand. So this is speaking of that Asa, the king of Judah, at one time did rely on the Lord. And he was able to get out of a situation with the Ethiopians and the Libyans because he trusted in the Lord. Let's continue. 2 Chronicles 16 and verse 9. And this is the main point of the lesson. For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to shew himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. And that's speaking of the angels. The Lord doesn't come down and watch everything. He has the angels. An angel just means messenger, you see. So you have the angels on the right-hand side and the angels on the left-hand side. And they all report to Yahweh on his behalf. So they see everything that's going on in the earth. And then they go back to the heavens and they report things back to Yahweh. So let's read this again. For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to shew himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. And that's talking about us in this present time. Those of us who believe in this truth, all right, the Hebrew Israelites who have come to the light out of darkness through Yahweh Shai and have put off the old ways, the old man, and are doing our best to rehearse the righteous acts. We know the name of the Father, Yahweh, and his son, Yahweh Shai, and we praise him when we call on him. You see, we're not perfect like Yahweh Shai is at the moment, but our heart is perfect towards him, meaning we're looking forward to possibly getting out of here on those chariots when Yahweh Shai comes to begin his reign as King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So our heart is perfect towards him, and the angels see that, and they report back to Yahweh, so nothing goes unreported. So the Most High knows your heart, which is really your mind. He knows everything you're thinking because the angels on the left-hand side and the right-hand side, they report back to Yahweh. Let's read this once again, 2 Chronicles 16 and verse 9. For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to shew himself strong on the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. Herein thou hast done foolishly, therefore from henceforth thou shalt have wars. And this is the seer, the prophet, Hanani, telling Asa, the king of Judah, that don't you understand? The Most High sees everything. He knows your heart. So since you didn't believe in him, from henceforth, you're going to have problems. You're going to have wars that are going to plague you as king of Judah. 2 Chronicles 16 and verse 10. And Asa got mad at this. Then Asa was wroth with the seer and put him in a prison house for he was in a rage with him because of this thing. And Asa oppressed some of the people the same time. So the seer Hanani was just telling him the truth, but he got mad at that, at the seer, another name for prophet, for telling him the truth. Let's get another precept. Let's go to Job. See if I can find that real quick. Let's go to Job chapter 1 and verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God, Yahweh, came to present themselves before the Lord. Those are the angels, you see, on the left-hand side. Actually, the sons of God can be the angels on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. It doesn't matter what side they're on, they still do the work of Yahweh. They're still sons of Yahweh, whether on the left-hand side or the right-hand side. So let's read this again, Job 1 and verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God, of Yahweh, came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. You see? So Satan is the chief angel on the left-hand side, but he reports back to Yahweh. Everyone reports to Yahweh. Satan, Yahushai, you see the Hebrew Israelites, the prophets, etc. Job 1 and verse 7. And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. You see? So that means that just like the angels on the left-hand side and the right-hand side, and Satan is the chief angel on the left-hand side, they go back and forth between the earth and the heavens. You see, and they report back to Yahweh. Let's read Job 1 and verse 7, the NLT version on the right-hand side. Where have you come from? The Lord asked Satan. Satan answered the Lord, I have been patrolling the earth, watching everything that's going on. So the angels on the left-hand side and the right-hand side, they patrol the earth, and they go back and forth between the earth and the heavens. Okay, let's continue. Let's get some more precepts. Let's go to Psalms chapter 34 and verse 15. And it reads as such. See here. The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry. You see, so the Lord watches through his eyes, the angels, his messengers. You see, so if you're praying, the angels are going to report back, you see, to Yahweh. If you're doing something evil and wicked, the angels on the left-hand side and, probably on the right-hand side, they both can report back to Yahweh if you're doing something wicked. Okay? So let's go to another precept. Let's go to Proverbs 5 and 21. This will be a short lesson. Proverbs 5 and verse 21. And it reads as such. For the ways of man are before the eyes of the Lord, and he pondereth all his goings. Let's read the NLT version on the right-hand side, verse 21. For the Lord sees clearly what a man does, examining every path he takes. So how do you think he examines everything you do? Through his eyes, which are the angels, the messengers on the right-hand side and the left-hand side. Let's go to another precept. 2 more and we'll be done. Proverbs 15. Proverbs chapter 15 and we have verse 3. And it reads, The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. So he sees everything. So he sees your deeds. If you're doing something wicked, he sees that. If you're doing, living righteous to the best of your ability, he sees that. Let's go to Jeremiah 32 and 19. And this will be the last one. This is Jeremiah chapter 32 and verse 19. And it reads as such. Great in counsel and mighty in work For thine eyes are open upon all the ways of the sons of men, to give everyone according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. You see? So he sees everything. He's great in counsel and mighty in work. For his eyes, the messengers, the angels, are open. They see all the ways, all the conduct of the people. And he will give everyone according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. So everybody will be rewarded, okay, or punished according to your works and your deeds. Because everything is reported back to Yahweh via his eyes, which are the angels. An angel just means messenger. So I hope this lesson was edifying to you. And I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakakwadash. Shalom.